Hello. Today is May 26, 2024. Hope you are well today. So we're going to talk about when things irritate us. Things happen, right? Irritate us, bug us, kind of annoy us. Sometimes things happen. People don't even know what they're doing. It's like, somebody's just doing their thing and something about it rubs us the wrong way, so to speak. And we don't even sometimes we don't even stop to think about it beyond the fact that, okay, this person's kind of an idiot or whatever, right? That's not, sometimes, if something bugs us enough, we might reach that conclusion. Sometimes it looks like people do these things on purpose too, though, right? And they call that pushing buttons. We've probably all experienced that. That's fun. And somebody knowingly is irritating you, and they find pleasure in doing it. And it's just watching you squirm or whatever. That's not cool. But, we're done with the blame game, right, guys? And we were mentioning this in the last one, which, by the way, we didn't really mention judgment so much as we said in the introduction what we're going to do, but we indirectly talked about judgment, but we didn't actually. Anyway, we talked about these things. And the thing is, since we're not playing the blame game anymore, since we are in a place where we're taking responsibility for everything. This is a hard one for many of us. Taking responsibility for everything taking place in our world. That means we got to drop that idea of, it's, basically putting the responsibility for our thoughts, actions, and our thoughts and our words and our behavior on some other person or some circumstance or this or that. The other thing, just passing it off. Isn't that easy? That's your fault, and so now I wash my hands of it. And in washing our hands of responsibility, we also wash our hands of power that we hold. Because if you're the one, whoever, if someone else or some other situation is the thing that is deciding my life, because, if it wasn't for you doing this or that, I wouldn't have done it. So, if I was beginning that sentence, when we say that, basically we're saying, I'm powerless. It wasn't up to me. It's not up to me. The chips fell over there, and that dictates to me how I must respond or react or whatever, right? And now, again, like we said, so now we don't take responsibility, but we've also put ourselves in a position of always getting clobbered by life. And just being able to say, I do the best I can and I don't deserve. Poor me. Jeez, why do these awful things keep happening to me? If only I had some control. Well, guess what? You do. We all do. And going back to the thing that we started with here, when it seems that other people or situations are getting under our skin, it's not them. Even when they're trying to. How we respond is all on us. And this person could be, That's a really kind of move to be trying to irritate people and upset them and, disturb their peace. That's its own thing. However, we are still in the driver's seat of how we will respond. All right? Responsibility's on us. Now that could be a hard pill to swallow. We understand that. We know that. All right? But when we dissect this, which we're going to do, maybe not dissect, unpeel this, which we're going to do, we will be able to see the truthfulness of this. Okay? So, we all, basically, when we react, we're functioning in the past. Okay? And this is the truth. When things come up and they disturb us, it's not the thing that's happening presently that's disturbing us. It's rooted in something else. It's rooted in the past. It's rooted on impressions that were made upon us days gone by that these impressions seem to indicate that something's wrong. Usually us. Something's bad. Usually us. We lack something. We're not safe. We are separate, alone. We have to fight. We have to survive. Basically, things happened that put us in a survival mode. And that wasn't our fault. All right? Situations happened. I call it dysfunction, right? We grew up in an environment that basically the things that happened around us taught us all those things that we just mentioned, right? It left that impression, those impressions upon us. And we still have those impressions. We carry them around with us, right? And so, the things that happen, fast forward 20, 30 years or so, the things that happen now, they poke at those impressions that we've already, got, that we've attained over time. And it wakes them up, and they call it triggering, right? We're triggered. And we think it's the fool in front of us that's whatever, whether they are purposely trying to push our buttons or whether they just, they're oblivious, but whatever, something that they're saying or doing is bugging us. Whatever it is, it's just poking at the past, basically. And it's just like you've probably heard this, when a couple goes to therapy and, she's like, if this fool doesn't start putting that toilet seat back down, I'm going to kill him. And they get in, they're always fighting over the toilet seat, right? Or some other very mundane, absolutely unimportant thing. And what does the therapist say? This is not about no toilet seat, right? It's not. And it could have to do with stuff in their history, and it absolutely could have to do with stuff from earlier on. Usually in our childhoods, and adolescence, we're learning things that are causing us to determine what the world is and our place in it, right? And those things, the things that caused us to feel lack or fear or put us in survival mode, they're still intact within us. We can work it out. We can. We wouldn't be making this recording. It was like, oh, well, we're screwed. Bye. Good luck. But the thing is, just to see it, all right? Like Krishnamurti used to always say, like, just seeing what is. That's a huge part of being able to move beyond it. But we don't acknowledge or recognize the thing for what it is. Well, we're stuck. If we just stay in this mode of, everything around me is what's bringing me down and I have zero responsibility in my feelings, well, I'm not going to move on. We're not going to grow. And we're going to be miserable till the day we die. Is that what we want? That's not what we want, right? And again, hey, everybody's in the driver's seat. And some of us have gotten comfortable playing that role. We're good. We know how to play that role. It's familiar. Like people who get in relationships that are either toxic or abusive, it's familiar. All their friends and family are like, run away from that person. Like, yeah, it's not that bad, It's familiar. I know how to navigate this shit. I know how to navigate the dysfunction. And so that's, so some people do choose to stay in that, and that's their choice, not ours. We stay out of the way and say, hey, you know what? You're going to learn your lessons your way or not. But if we're in a position right now, in this moment where it's like, okay, I'm ready to really see the truth, well, then here we go. Oh, what is this? That's cute. Oh, sorry, guys. The speaker gets distracted. Anyway, so once we are able to say to ourselves, you know what? Just because it's good for me to take responsibility for my emotions, not feelings, we'll get back to that. Now I see it's good for me to see that it's my reactions and emotions that are fueling these feelings that I go through, the suffering that I'm causing myself. Then, okay, now that's something to work with. As long as everybody around us is the cause, then we're screwed. Because we can't control other people, but we can control ourselves. That's the one thing we have, guys. We can control. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's possible. And, anything worth having takes work, takes time, takes effort, takes thoughtfulness. It's not just falling on our laps. Like, oh, okay. We have to develop a new mindset when things come up. And the old way, is set, but it's not set irrevocably. Like, it can never be changed. Obviously, it can. We can change our old way of viewing situations, things that happen, and even people. If there are people in our lives that you can count on it, when they come around, here comes that big old black rain cloud following them, and that's what we're bringing into it. I'm already thinking, okay, this fool's coming. Here we go. Well, first of all, maybe they're blah, 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 maybe they talk negatively, gossip or whatever, they're saying things that are not energizing and uplifting. However, does that mean I have to gulp it down? Does that mean I see them coming and now I know shit's about to happen? Because if that's my mindset, then I've already handed all my power off. If I look at them coming and say, you know what? It's it. It's all good. It's good. Because I'm going to be thoughtful. I'm not going to go back into my old way of thinking and my old way of, making snarky comments back or whatever it was. It's just fueling the fires. It doesn't help. Like we said in the last one, we do those things. It doesn't really alleviate it. It's a pressure valve for the moment, maybe, but, we won that teeny tiny little battle, maybe in our own imagination, but where did it get us? Nowhere. All right. So we want to get past that. When we see, someone coming, say, you know what? This is an opportunity for me to exercise these new skills that I've just recently understood that I have, which is I'm in the driver's seat. Whatever comes up, first of all, I take responsibility. If this person says something that bugs me, that's because they poked at something. They poked at an impression that I have from the past. It had nothing to do with right now. It called up something in me. Okay. And so now we release that other person completely. Ooh, that's a big, huh? Completely. They have zero control of my reactions and my responses. I do. Falls squarely on my shoulders. So say, okay, this is an opportunity for me. Whatever happens, whatever might be said or done, whatever, I'm going to exercise this new understanding that I have that it's just, how do we put this? Not meant. Just basically the realization that if I get disturbed, it's because of something that's happened long ago or in my history somewhere. And it's calling to my attention that it's there. It's still there. All right. So we'll have to make another one. We'll have another installment that just might give some practical ways that we can navigate ourselves through that. Now we've come to this point and say, oh, okay, I'm triggered. I'm reacting. Again, like we said in the last recording, reacting is not the same as responding. Responding is in your power. Reacting is I'm just repackaging the energy that I've got, pent up inside of me, and I'm repackaging it and reliving it. Okay, so again, I'm feeling the old feelings again. I'm feeling the triggers are coming up. I'm feeling the emotions. Okay, emotions and reactions are tied together. I'm feeling those things from the past. Those things that made me feel powerless, that made me feel that I didn't matter, or that I was not safe, not heard, that I was in a dangerous position. Some things happened and I'm not safe, all right? We understand. So now in the next one, we're going to talk about, okay, so now how to move, move through it, yes, because we're not going to sweep things under the rug, and we're not going to try to console ourselves with verses, sacred verses and things like that to just kind of, we shouldn't even really say that, because, each person's going to do something that works for them. But we'll just give a couple of little things that might be helpful. Let's just say that. Anyway, hopefully this has been informative or encouraging for someone out there. And as always, we want to wish you so much love. Bye.